Foxy Flattails Nation. This is Derek and Roman. We're coming at you. Today we're going to be doing some dyeing of traps and waxing traps if we have time. It's Sunday. Little guy has to go to school tomorrow, so we got to get some stuff done. But we hope you enjoy this video. We're going to show you how we dye and wax our traps. Other than that, you have anything to share?
And we got a birthday party and it's in the ad for me.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We do have a birthday party to go to for my nephew / Roman's cousin. You want to tell them the theme?
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. So stay tuned, folks. Enjoy the video. We're going to start dyeing. All right, everyone. So right here, we just got everything set up. Clearly, we have a propane tank going to a turkey fryer burner and an old pot that we had that I dye my traps in. This year here, like I said, we're going to be using this logwood crystal. I've never used logwood. I've always used like Andy Stowe's, something like that. Last year, I forget what I had. Sleepy Creek's dye. And then for our wax, here's our wax. And this right here is just the container, like a restaurant container they store food in the fridge. So I'm gonna melt that down, and then I went to Goodwill and I bought this pot here at Goodwill. So, you have anything you want to add?
But first we have to cut the package open.
Yeah, first we got to cut the package up, and once this water gets heated up, we're going to get our dye in there, and then we're going to put the traps in, let them simmer, and let them sit.
Yeah.
And like I said, it says 1 hour to let these traps simmer. I never follow the directions on it. My traps always come out great. So, little guy wants to add one more thing, and we're going to get to it.
So it has to be boiling hot first.
Right, we have to get that water boiling hot, simmering, and we'll get the traps in there. So you ready to get rolling?
Yep. So right now, we are about to put one of these in right now.
Good. You want to hold it up to the camera and show them what we're putting in? Go walk up close to it.
So right now we're going to put up in this thing. I don't know if you guys can see it though, but yeah. Derek's about to put one of these in, and he's going to demonstrate. Show him.
So we're going to put this in our dye, or in our water rather.
See? Okay guys, we're back now. Now Derek's going to show you how to mix it up with a,
That's a piece of rebar. It's a steak.
piece of rebar with a steak.
Okay, so what we're going to do is I just want to mix this logwood
Gonna mix
up.
it up. He's gonna demonstrate.
Thank you, Roman. What I want to do is just mix this up, folks, and get this powder dissolved.
Yeah.
And then we're going to throw our traps in. You remember how many traps we have to do today?
Like 100.
Not 100. How many dozen? I'm going to give you a hint.
2.
Tell them.
2.
2 what?
2,000.
2 dozen.
2 dozens.
You going to tell them what we're going to trap with these? What kind of animals? You don't remember?
Bear.
Coyotes, not bears.
Coyotes, I mean.
So these are these Bridger 1 3/4 that I've been ranting and raving about. You know, we put some double stake swivels on them. Now, one thing I do want to point out, I'll come up close to the camera. These double stake swivels here, they're new. So I'm not worried about the rust. They're clearly not going to take dye, and that's okay. We're going to wax them, and the wax will protect them, you know, and encapsulate all the smells that are in that metal 100% A-okay. So once we catch something and they tear them up, it'll open the metal up, it'll rust them, and then we can switch them out, dye them, and they'll take the dye.
Okay guys, now we're gonna put the traps in now. He's gonna demonstrate.
All right, so we're gonna let these traps in, and we're gonna fill up this pot.
I'll hand you guys.
Perfect.
One by one. Get her.
Thank you.
Is that enough?
Give me one more. Let me see. We might be able to finagle it in there. Now what we want to do is get those traps worked down in there so they're completely submerged. I don't know if I'm going to like this logwood dye or not.
Okay, guys, so this is how you do traps.
What are we doing to them?
So, okay, guys, this is how you do
No, what are we doing to them?
dyeing them right now.
Dyeing them, great job. Are you pumped up to go out trapping?
Yes.
So, all right, we got that guy in there. I'm gonna have to add a little bit more water in here just to cover it up, but that's okay. So we're just gonna let these simmer for a while. We'll come back and show you how they look.
Bye.
Here, I just added a piece of plywood on there, trying to keep the heat in. I don't have a lid for that pot, unfortunately, so maybe try and speed this process up. I'm probably not gonna leave these guys in for an hour, like I said. I'm not much of following directions.
Okay, guys, now they're just gonna show
Here,
you
come up front, there you are.
how I'm to take the traps out.
So, all right, we've had these things in here for about 20 minutes or so.
Now there's a bee boss.
So, watch out, buddy. I'm gonna pull them up here and show them. I just don't want to burn you.
That's what the trap looks like.
So, this is a dyed trap in a logwood dye, logwood crystals, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I'm spinning because it's obviously piping hot. But you can see, folks, we didn't have to leave it in there for an hour. We were in there for about 20 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is pull these out and then put another set in and let them go. Now these traps have cooled down. I have them all sitting here in a pile. I just wanna, get them up to you here so you can see them. But that's all there is to it. So if you guys have never dyed traps, don't know what you're getting into, I mean, this is really all that it is to it, folks. Boil some water. These traps that are in there now, they've been in there for about 10-15 minutes and they're probably done. Once I finish this little segment here, we're gonna go back, pull those out, then we have one more to put in, one more batch of traps. After we get those traps in, I'm gonna let this cool down a little bit and then get this wax and show you guys how to wax traps. Now, in the waxing process, if you're going straight from your dye to the wax, you need to be careful because that wax is no different than hot grease. So any water that's on there, it's going to fry off and cook off, and it could explode if there's too much water. So always use caution when you're waxing traps, and I can't stress that enough, especially with that wax. I mean, you don't want to have a mishap with hot wax and water. So stay tuned, folks. Little guy just spilled his water. Oh, you're fine. Go get some more. There's plenty of water. So stay tuned, everyone, and we will get to the waxing part. I'm not going to bore you with any more dyeing.
Okay, guys, we're back again. Okay, so now we're just about to burn the wax, which is going to be dangerous. So Derek's going to show you how to burn wax. Show me how it's done, Derek.
Thank you, Roman. So what we're going to do here, folks, we just got our wax on here, and we're going to melt it down into this pot. And once this gets melted down, all we're going to do is drop these 1 3/4 in one by one. So if you folks are new to trapping anything like that, never wax your conibear traps. Ever, ever, ever. I can't stress it enough. Never wax your water traps. Any traps you're using in the water. We have a little more time, so these 1.5 Duke double jaws, I did end up dyeing them just because we had enough time to do it before the birthday festivities hit off and we have to leave. So once this wax melts down, folks, I'll be back and I will show you guys how I wax these traps and exactly how long to leave them in. All right, folks, so this wax is melted down, so what we're gonna do is drop this trap in. Now, when you set these traps down in the wax, any trap it is, you wanna put it in and let this trap heat up to the temperature of the wax. And by doing that, it's gonna prevent you from getting too thick of a layer of wax on the trap, and then you're just gonna waste wax. Let me let this cool down a little bit and I'll show you. I just dipped it in real quick. So, I don't know if the video is picking this up, but there's a super, super thick layer of wax. I don't want to touch it because it's still wet. But here on this back side, I don't know if you can see, but right here, it's just a super thick layer of wax, and it's not needed. So, all that you do, just set that trap down in there like so. It's gonna heat up to the same temperature as the wax itself. And then this trap's already been sitting in there just to speed it up. So what I'll do is I will let this boil off. In this particular trap, you can see the pan, it didn't have enough rust on it to accept the dye, which I'm not worried about it. Because after this season, it'll, you know, if we catch something in it, it'll get roughed up, it'll get rusty, and next season it'll take the dye. These traps were brand new. So I'm gonna come over, and you can see now, that's a nice thin layer of wax on that trap. So that's all, that's why you do it. And one other thing, like I said before, I cannot stress enough the safety when waxing these traps. Do not get water in that wax or else it will explode. You know, you don't want it to happen. I mean, grease explosions, it's the same thing. Just like I said before, it will happen. Be safe. If you're a young guy, young gal, you know, ask your parents to help you. There's no use in getting hurt over, you know, wax in a $10 trap. Just to show you folks, you could see that's actually moisture cooking off of those traps. So when you see those bubbles like that, what you want to do is you just want to let those traps cook off until all that moisture is gone. And then pull them out, let them dry up. They'll be ready to go for the season. Hang them up wherever you hang them up, you know, and you'll be good.
Sorry guys, but we had to restart 2 times because I messed it up and he messed it up.
So we messed up some videos. We're starting over again. We wanted to say thank you for watching Dyeing and Waxing our canine traps. This right here is a finished product that we have. So right now this trap will just be sitting outside waiting for our season. One thing I do want to mention, you folks that have never trapped before, never waxed, dyed traps, anything, your dog, this is your dog that goes underneath your pan. Right here, you always get a ball of wax on the end. You're gonna have to grind that off. And once you sand that off, it'll let the dog sit in the pan better. So on these bridgers, you kind of have like a hollow open dog. When you get these Dukes, you could see right here that notch where the dog sits in. You want to file that out as well. Get all that wax out of that trap, and then it won't be so slippery. And that is why I recommend to not N-O-T wax conibears or water traps. They get super, super slippery and they'll catch you by accident. So with that being said, what do you got to say?
Make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next video.
Next video, what are we going to do? You remember? I think we're going to take you to one of our spots. We're going to scout around. We just bought a drone. We might send the drone up and show you why we're setting, where we're setting, if the drone comes in the mail in time. If not,
I'll send the drone up.
You're going to send the drone up? Roman's going to set the drone up.
We're going to be in the car. And you guys, I'm going to be holding the camera. I'm going to be the cameraman. He's going to go with the drone so we can show you guys where our spot is.
Well, we're not going to show you exactly where our spot is, but we're going to show you why we're setting in the fields we're setting for coyotes, gray foxes. I know there's abundance of grays and coyotes in this area, shooting a rubber band gun. But with that, folks, thank you again for watching. Take care.
See you in the next video.
We'll see you in the next video.
Peace.